car and driver stating a 2025 Z28 is coming. Let's talk about it. Today's Lethal Garage video is sponsored by none other than Lethal Garage. Check out our custom flex fuel kits using OEM parts direct from GM. Check it out at lethalgarage.com. What's going on, guys? Matt over here with Lethal Garage. It is time to talk about this car and driver Z28 article. But before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, all those great things to the channel. We are pushing to get to 100,000 subscribers, so hopefully one day soon we could put a silver play button on this wall, the Camaro wall, or the shelf. I don't know. We can figure that out. But you guys have been awesome. Thanks for subscribing. But this is a talking head piece today. Don't expect any pretty images or anything like that. You can minimize it. Just listen in. This is my take on this car and driver Z28 new fiasco created within the Camaro environment. So first and foremost, this popped up obviously the other day. It's been popping up in every social media channel. Probably 100 of you have sent me links to this article. I saw it right away. I have like Google alerts for keywords and stuff when stuff pop up. So when it popped up, I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, car and driver of all places creating an article like this. So first and foremost, I just want to get this out of the way. I think this is a fluff piece. I think this is a hopeful piece. I do not think this has any grounds of factual details whatsoever. I think the entire premise of this article is GM could create the most legendary Camaro ever by using parts out of the parts bin, by taking ideas from teams that have built current cars that are actually racing, and create the most epic Camaro Z28 ever made. I believe that's exactly what this article is doing. A lot of people have taken this as, hey, GM in 2025 is going to be making a Camaro Z28. It's going to have the LT6. It's going to be better than the ZL1, 1LE, and it's going to be the most epic thing ever. And no, that's not happening. And let's talk about why. So, guys, I'm a Camaro lover. I would love for this to be true as much as you guys would want it to be true. But as much as GM loves money and would probably create something if they had to because they have the parts laying around, I don't believe this is true, and here's why. First and foremost, let's unravel a few things and go back into the future a little bit to the creation of the Camaro ZL1 1LE. Now, we know for a fact from conversations and backroom chit chatter from what I've heard, and I know other people can corroborate what I've heard, a Camaro Z28 was in development. The team was working on a car, but then this little car called it was basically the ZL1 1LE, I will say. Mark Roos said, we're not putting a Z28 badge on a car with a blower. I don't know the whole backstory on that, but there's a thing, and the Z28, they want to keep naturally aspirated, which hasn't always been a thing, but yes, Mark Roos said no. They renamed the car to a ZL1 1LE. Bam, we get this car that we currently have, and I know I'm going to sidestep here, but for you ZL1 1LE lovers, they are still being built for orders that are older than dirt. There are people that have had orders in 6 months plus that are waiting for cars. The car is on constraint. 2023 and probably 2024 cars, constraint. You cannot go in and order a ZL1 1LE right now and expect to get it anytime soon. Your dealer may get an allocation for one once they build all these old cars, but you ain't getting one if you didn't already order it. That's basically the consensus at this point. But ZL1 1LEs are still coming out of Lansing. They are getting delivered to customers. Your best hope is to get one that someone backed out of the deal. Like, they may have ordered it long ago, but they backed out. Maybe they picked up a Corvette or they found a ZL1 1LE elsewhere, and now the dealership's getting one. They're probably going to mark it up, but that's probably your best bet in getting a ZL1 1LE. You do see them pop up around the country. There's not many coming out of Lansing, but they are coming out of Lansing. So back to the Z28. So we got the ZL1 1LE. Car's an amazing car. I mean, it is a track-centric car with all the bells and whistles. Now, how could they improve that car? Well, there's racing teams now that have basically done just that, making full race cars, stripped tin buckets, naturally aspirated. You know, they're not running LT4s. They put better aero, better body stuff that are running way better than a ZL11LE. And this article kind of focuses on a variant of that car, and then they kind of, I don't know if they Photoshop this car or whatever it is, but it's not from GM by any means, but it's definitely an angle of cars that do exist today that have been racing in the motorsport series. I think it's the GT4. Don't quote me on that, but they're cars that exist. And so this article's really stating, hey, if GM would take the next step, strip out all the comfy, go happy, light, airy stuff and drop this amazing LT6 that is in the Corvette Z06, they can make the most legendary Camaro Z28 to date, and they can release it in 2025. That's how I read this article. Now, again, people are taking this article like it's truth and that it's a car that's coming. It's not. And again, GM has stated as such. You know, they've said the ZL11LE is the pinnacle of the 6th generation. So if they were to release another car in 2025, which would be the year after the announced end of production for this 6th generation, it doesn't make sense. The other side of it is GM is on record multiple times, multiple people stating the LT6 is only ever going to be in a Corvette. Would we love to see it in a Camaro? Heck yeah. But would GM potentially go back on their word? They've done it before. So it's possible, but again, I don't think it's possible. They can't even produce enough Z06s for the demand that they have. So what makes you think they have all these LT6s laying around to create this special one-off 2025 Z28? It's a hopeful. It's not going to happen though. As much as I love Camaro and would love to see a track-focused Z28, like I'm at the point now where it's like I have a drag car, I have a cruiser. I would love to have like an autocross road course style car and start doing some of that in life. I think that would be a whole different experience for what I know around cars. It's something I haven't really done. You know, I've paid to go to those like rentals, and I've been invited to go out to a rentals and driven cars and road course, but I am not a road course driver. I'm barely like a novice drag racer. So at the end of the day, there's so much I can learn in the motorsports world. I would love to be able to get a hold of a Z28 of an updated platform. Heck, I would take a 5th gen Z28 if their prices weren't freaking ridiculous right now. But the hopefulness of a 2025 Camaro Z28, it's there, but it's not. It's not going to happen, guys. It's just not. So unfortunately, GM is not going to be pushing on any more models for a 6th generation. Now, let's take a step back and throw some hypotheticals. So we don't know what's happening with the COPO program. I believe that program is going to end in 2024 and potentially be done, maybe forever. Who knows? But what if they started a new program that was supporting NASCAR in a sense, or the racing circuit, and created a new style COPO car that is a racetrack focus centric car? I could actually see GM maybe doing that. Like, it could be a thing, and it could be something that they roll forward. I don't know, but they have a lot of motors they can choose from. Could the LT6 make it in that way, and GM stick to their word by saying, oh, it's never going to be in another production car because maybe this car won't be a production car and it'll be like a COPO and not have a VIN? Like, there's some ways they could really spin this off and make something special that is unique, that keeps the Camaro name alive, that hits their sponsorship kind of things that they're doing within the motor racing. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up at this point. But you never know. Some of this stuff might not be far-fetched. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think this Camaro, or this article, is a please GM, do this. Maybe there's a new program coming we don't know about. Let me know what you guys think. Post down below in the comments. I think if this is like a special program that replaces COPOs and whatever and becomes like a circuit track car kind of thing, it's going to be out of reach for most of us. Like for me, Joe Blow, the consumer, I'm not going to be able to afford one of these cars because you know they're going to be 150 grand. Plus, if you look at all these like specific spec Camaros that they even offer, there's companies right now that will build you, and I don't remember the specs, but basically a GT4 style car, and they're like 200 grand plus, you know. And I don't know any of you guys out there that are going off being like, hey, I got 200 grand to go buy a car that's not street legal. Like, let me know in the comments. Are you one of those people? Do you even watch my channel? Can we become friends? Yeah. 2025 Camaro Z28. Not happening. Not a street car. But if there's like some special program that they end up rolling out to keep the Camaro nameplate alive until this 7th generation Camaro that they have out saying, okay, Camaro nameplate's not dead. Okay, I get that, but you haven't given us anything on how the nameplate's going to keep living. Could this be a way to do it? Sure. Could there be a 7th generation Camaro? Sure. Could there be a specific track spec crazy Z28 style car that they're going to offer up, and that's how they're going to carry on the nameplate into the death of gas powered vehicles? Could be possible. The sky's the limit at this point, but you know, again, this is a talking head piece. I'm chattering my brain off here, just making stuff up, literally making stuff up on this whole program that could be in existence that carries on the Camaro nameplate. But it could happen. It could be a thing. And maybe that's where this article has led to. Or, you know, maybe it is just a piece that they're pushing GM like, hey, GM, you can create the most legendary Camaro ever created, but you're not because you suck and you hate us. It could be that too. Let me know what you guys think. Post in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more content, guys. We love Camaros. And yeah. Have you guys seen my Camaros? If you guys haven't been to the channel, I have a 71 full resto mod that we built up. This is a carbureted modern day LS7. I have my 6th generation here, full built, 1,000 horsepower car that I can't drive fast because I suck at drag racing, and hopefully we get back out there. But maybe my goal is to get a collector's edition Z01 if my dealership can get an allocation for one, and hoping that it's more than just a badge Z01 with little bits and pieces all over it. I hope. We'll see. GM should be announcing something anytime now if the order banks are going to be opening up in June. So that's where we're at. So until next time, guys, I'll see you on the road.